Let's make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go!
Six!
It's beautiful!
Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filter, no fluff, just The Rush.
You know, championship teams are built on consistency, and so is Willis Automotive. That's why they power the Rush Radio Show from sales to service. They show up every day ready to deliver. So before your next purchase, do your homework at willisauto.com. Willis Automotive, driving the show, driving your next ride. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Start leaving your comments in the comment section. And, of course, you can follow us on our social media channels. Happy Monday there, Ross Peterson.
What's up, bud? How's you doing today? How was your weekend?
Weekend was fast, but, you know, I got a lot of stuff not done, which is a typical weekend. I started a new series. You know, I'm going to be honest. I want to thank the Big Ten Network, or the Big Ten Conference, for one thing, and that is forcing me to buy Peacock. I have actually learned to love Peacock, not for the sports,
they got
me. And I tell you what, I'm going to get rid of Paramount, because Landman has just turned into I only got Paramount for Landman, and this season is horrible. I mean, it's just absolutely horrible, and it's like a typical Taylor Sheridan show. It's like he has one good season, they suck you in, and you're like, oh, I got to do this. And Yellowstone went for longer than one season, but by that last season, you're kind of like, okay, we're stretching. It's like they almost didn't expect Landman to get picked up for a second season, and they're like, oh, crap, we got to write another full season. Yeah. And it's just like, oh.
Travis, do you remember the show Heroes?
They had superheroes, right?
It was on NBC.
Yes.
It was like, it was written to be one season. They wrote it. They had this. They apparently it was awesome. The first 9 episodes of this 11 episode season were incredible. It was a super fun show. And then they got to episode 6, and they realized this thing was way bigger than they thought. And they're like, hey, we can't end it at one season. Yeah, Irish is right. Save the cheerleaders, save the world. That was the theme of the show. And you didn't understand what that meant. You didn't know who had superpowers. The president had a superpower. It was crazy. It was a really fun show. It was really well done. And then they decided that, halfway through the first season, they're like, we have to rewrite the end of the first season so we can do a second season. And they ruined it.
That kind of happens. And what's happening on Peacock is that I'm really starting to believe what you tell me every single day, and what listeners tell me, because you've perpetuated the rumor, and that is I'm a CIA operative. Because I am drawn to these spy shows, Ross. I mean, I'm starting to wonder if in a former life I was like an intelligence officer or an intelligence field agent, because I absolutely love these clandestine stories that I'm like, and I'm sitting there watching going, could I have been a spy? Could I have kept the secrets? Could I have been as sneaky as some of these people? I finished The Jackal on Peacock, and then this weekend, there were 8 episodes. They were an hour long each, went through the whole series of the Copenhagen test. And
I have no idea what any of you're speaking. You might as well be talking about.
I know that, and I'm like, man, I think I'm a spy. I think deep down, I'm a spy.
So that guy that you said that's the writer of this show,
he's not the writer of this show, of the Copenhagen test, but he's the writer of Landman. That's Taylor Sheridan.
Is he the same guy that did the one with Kevin Costner?
Yeah, he did Yellowstone.
And then what was the one before that had it was the 1873 or something like that?
That was the prequel. It actually started after Yellowstone.
So he did all of those. He's
all
that
those,
guy?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I've never seen any of them.
Yellowstone was pretty good, and I think everybody said that 1836 is really good, but I haven't gotten into that one as much. I've tried to start it. I'm like, whatever. It's way too much for me.
I don't know how. I see something that's an hour long, and I'm like, all right, I can get through this as I'm going to bed, right? Throughout the day, I can. I feel like
the difference
I
between
watch
me
one of
and
my
you.
documentaries, and then I guess it's the same thing. I get entertained by the documentaries. You get entertained by.
I'm obsessive compulsive. So once I start, I can't stop. It's like, oh, here we go. Let's just roll through this. Last week, I was on Netflix and I went through the entire series of The Big C. And this was a story about a woman with melanoma who went through cancer. Oliver Pratt's in it, and he was absolutely spectacular. I don't know if you like Oliver Pratt or not. But once I start a series, and it drives my wife absolutely crazy. She goes, are you going to wait for me? I go, you going to watch?
Oh, yeah.
She goes, yeah, I don't want to go at your pace. Yeah, but, there's a beginning and the end, and I've got to get to the end. Now, everybody's saying that I fit the profile.
Yes, definitely.
The CIA
Always
operative.
Always have. I've told you, and I think I've shared this. I do have a friend that we very legitimately, we don't know what the guy does. One of my best friends.
And every time you ask him, he diverts, right?
I know every girlfriend. I know the first and last name of every girlfriend he's ever had. This group of friends, I can tell you where every one of them has worked, every job they've ever had. None of us know what this one guy does in our friend group. None of us. And I told Courtney, we don't know what this guy does. We saw him on New Year's Eve. Get a little drunk, right? Courtney's like, hey, Ross, these guys joke that you are a CIA operative. And he kind of like chuckles, yeah. And she goes, what do you do for a living? And he goes, honestly, as little as possible. And she said, yeah, what do you do? What do you actually do? And he says, well, mostly I sit around and respond to emails. She's like, yeah, but who do you work for? And the conversation diverted and went another direction.
He didn't want to say the U.S. government?
We got in the car and she goes, hey, wait a minute. I never found out where he worked. I said, I know. We all watched, and we all watched out. He has got 1,000 answers like that. And then another friend of mine in a different friend group, his wife, I don't know what she does either, right? And then one day my buddy calls me and he's like, hey, my wife left her car. Can you come help me out? Her car's downtown in her office parking lot, right? Same parking lot, my buddy. Whenever I go to meet my buddy, this weird little parking lot downtown, it has like space for 9 cars in a 40-story building. You're like, this doesn't make sense. So I asked him. I pulled in. He was telling me a story. I pulled into the driveway. We're sitting there. He gets on with the story. I go, hey, I got to ask you a question. He goes, what's up? I go, your wife worked for the CIA? And he didn't miss a beat. He went, no. All right, man. I'll see you later.
Hell, do CIA operatives even tell their spouses what they do for a living? Do they even know? Do you think there are CIA or intelligence operatives embedded in Iowa or in the Midwest?
Absolutely. There are. Yeah, absolutely. You know?
Yeah, I do. I'm starting to think they're everywhere. I'm starting to think, and these shows do it to me. I'm just like, I'm enthralled by them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did I get into this? Why did I choose broadcasting? Why did I do that?
What a weird place. We had 1,000 places to start today. We have a bajillion things to talk about. Some fun stuff, some really weird things. Oliver Pratt, big fan of him.
Yes.
But
he's really good at that.
I want to see what do I know him from? Like, what's the first thing when I see Oliver Pratt? Why am I seeing like a mean lawyer type guy?
He was a lawyer in the West Wing. He was the White House counsel in the West Wing.
That might be because I saw some of that.
Yeah. And I believe, wasn't he in the Three Musketeers with Kiefer Sutherland?
It says he's known for the Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Lake Placid.
He's just one of those kind of bit actors to where he's never the lead, but he plays such a good, humorous. He's got a sense of everything he does has some comedy around it, and he does it really well.
He was in that great comedy Flatliners. Remember Flatliners?
Yeah, wasn't Kevin Bacon in Flatliners? Yes. Where they decided, let's try to kill ourselves.
Yeah, and then in the movie Hot Rod, Bill Hader plays a character where one of his hobbies is to flatline with his friends.
That's a game I would never want to play.
Diggstown. Diggstown is the movie that I'm thinking of. When I see Oliver Pratt, it's Diggstown. Does Diggstown ring a bell to you?
Does not ring a bell to me.
Oh, dude, fun movie. Completely goofy, but fun movie. James Woods, Louis Gossett Jr. Louis Gossett Jr. plays an old boxer.
See, I look at Louis Gossett Jr. and he's always the sergeant in Officer and a Gentleman, right? I mean, that's what he is to me.
To me, it's from Iron Eagle. But dude, Diggstown, oh, it's a fun one. James Woods makes some bet that he's got this old boxer that can beat like 20 guys in a day. Bring your 20 best boxers from your community, and we're gonna fight. And they get this old school gym, and Louis Gossett Jr. is just knocking dudes out left and right. It's a fun one.
I'm gonna have to see. I've never seen Diggstown. I'm gonna have to see that.
It's a goofy early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out. Man. See if it's on the Amazon or the Peacock.
I wonder where Diggstown is available. It says it's streaming on Prime Video
for free.
I don't know about that.
Is it a $3.99 add-on?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Free 99. Yeah.
So there you go. That was our week. You went to some kiddie playground at Merle Hay Mall, right?
That sounded really weird the way you said it. That sounded, why? How do things sound so weird when you go kiddie playground?
Ross decided to go to a kiddie playground and
I did not. Nope. I went Saturday, went to a wrestling tournament, first of all. Eli had a really good weekend. He went 3-0 at a JV tournament at North over the weekend. And then Sunday, Audrey and her friend were hanging out, and they wanted to go to, what's it, Kids Empire? Something like that it's called. I didn't, dude, again, Merle Hay. Last time I was in Merle Hay, I think I was the only person walking around Merle Hay Mall. And that's not an exaggeration. And I went there, and there was actually a few hundred people walking around the mall.
For a mall?
And for these days, for Merle Hay or Valley West or something, you just don't see people, and not just mall walkers. But went to this place called Kids Empire with Audrey and her friend Frankie, and they had an awesome time. So that's where I watched the Hawkeye game. I actually sat there on my phone, watched it, and watched kids just get wrecked.
And that's fun. It's fun. It's because
hilarious.
It's kids being kids, and you're like, this is what childhood should be like. You should be falling. You should be like, experiencing a little bit of fear, because if you don't develop that fear, it's hard to move on. And there's actually a book called The Anxious Generation. I think I brought it up last week, how the phone has just ruined kids, right? And there's pictures of old playgrounds where you would go up on these, metal swings, and you would wreck yourself, but it created that sense of fear and able to take a chance. Kids don't take chances anymore. It's like, put yourself out there. It's okay to break a leg. It's okay to break an arm. We can heal that thing up.
It is wild how the east end of that mall still looks the exact same. And so when you turn that corner, and you can still envision old Merle Hay with the naked guy on the bike down in the middle. Remember the naked guy with the wings on the bike?
I don't remember.
On a tricycle? Yeah.
Are they building the hockey arena there yet? Have they broken ground in the hockey arena?
I don't know.
You would know if there was construction going on. But, the Bucks are still trying to play there, I believe, trying to build that hockey arena. It was interesting, Ross. Yesterday, Iowa kicked my sports day off yesterday. Did it kick your sports day off at 11 a.m.?
Oh, yeah. That's where I was when the Hawks tipped off. I was at the Kids Empire or whatever it was. So, yeah.
In what is considered one of the biggest rivalry games for Iowa, the Iowa-Illinois rivalry goes back a long time. It's heated. Iowa never led in this game. It was Illinois basically from the tip. They built an 18-point lead in the first half. Now, Iowa did a really, really good job of coming back and did it mostly without Bennett Stirts in the game. Bennett Stirts left with 4 fouls. He was on the bench a good portion of the second half, and Iowa really made that run there. But what was interesting is I made a couple comments on X, and I've seen something already in the chat this morning criticizing Ben McCollum and his his style, and I'm like, well, hold on for a second. It's year number 1, and the truth is, and you have to be a little bit forgiving, meaning I'm not saying it's going to take 5 years, but we said this when they played Minnesota, and I think we've said this all year long. When Iowa plays a team that has massive size, and Illinois has massive size, they are big, that Iowa's going to struggle with matchups. And yesterday was just one of those matchups to where Iowa didn't match up well with Illinois. There are no moral victories. I don't believe there was a moral victory in the way they came back yesterday, but they didn't quit. I mean, I think we would have seen old Iowa teams under Fran McCaffrey fold and try to get the hell out of Dodge. They competed. They were not the better team. I don't think they were the better team. I think if Illinois and Iowa played 10 times, Illinois probably win 9 of them. Right?
Yeah, which was disappointing. I expected that to be. Well, I mean, Travis, maybe your 9's a little high there. I can't push. I don't want to argue with anything you've said here. Illinois was the better team from the tip, got out to a big lead, and you felt it early. I was glad that the Hawks got it back. You realize how much of a blowout that was, though, when it got to be like a 7-point game, and they're like, this is the closest the Hawks have been since it was 22-15. You're like, oh, this game was ugly for a minute.
It was the first half was just flat out ugly. And Illinois shot 50% in the first half, and they were just, and their size was so prevalent.
I kept thinking about you saying that, Trav, because they even called that out throughout the broadcast. They said this is going to be a problem. Illinois' size is going to be a problem. Peja Stojakovic's kid is going to be a problem. Remember Peja Stojakovic? Oh, yeah.
And he was 7 of 16 yesterday. He finished with 17 points. You had Illinois players. You had Keaton Wagler had 19. Boswell had 17. Stojakovic had 17. Those 3 players in double figures. But I mean, Illinois is a good. I mean, think about this. There were only 3 losses for a 16th ranked team were to like Alabama, UConn, and there was one other in there. I forget what it is, but they were all ranked teams. And a lot of it, and I remember, not that I put a lot of stock in what college basketball analysts and the pretty people have to say, but there are people who follow it a lot closer than I do who say, Illinois is one of those surprise teams that maybe
they're good,
capable of making a run to the Final Four. They're that much talent.
And they've just got a lot of size. They've got a lot of experience. They're a really good basketball team. And the Hawks did not play great, had a lot of turnovers, didn't shoot the ball well, and still fought back into that game. And no moral victories when you lose to a team that is ranked right in the same spot in the top 25 as you are. And there's no moral victories with that.
We may be seeing the January lull, and I'd rather have it happen now because you've
lost fade.
But I'd rather have the fade happen now. And we knew there were going to be bumps in the road for this Iowa team, and I'm not making excuses for him. And I don't think Ben McCullum would make excuses. He's too competitive to make excuses. But you lose to Minnesota, you lose at home to Illinois. Now you go on the road to Purdue and to Indiana. They may lose both of those, right?
Yeah,
you may
very
end there with absolutely. They're not good. Let's put it this way. I'm not going to say they're not, but if I'm a betting man, I'm sure as hell not going to think that I was going to win at Purdue. I'm just not.
No. Nope.
Indiana,
and
maybe,
but let's say you lose both of those, which we both think is possible. You're 2-5. You're 2-5 in the Big Ten at that point. Now that where a week ago I said, man, being 19th in the country, this is great. This is a great thing. Being 2-5 in the Big Ten, that's okay. Now this is the Iowa team I thought I was going to see this year. So my expectations continue to wax and wane, right? Where every now and again it's, boy, this is a really good basketball team that can compete with good. And again, they did. Last night they did. They came back and fought into that. They realized they were out of their league early on. They didn't give up. got that game back into single digits. Again, I'm not trying to find moral victories. I'm looking at the silver lining on the dark cloud. If you lost a home game to a team that I was hoping you'd compete with for 40 minutes, you competed with them for about 3. You gave them a scare late for just maybe even 30 seconds.
Now, they kept saying on the broadcast that Iowa was dealing with a lot of sickness. The only one that we really kind of knew or they pointed out was Tavion Banks, who had a great game.
Didn't start, but had a great game.
The first game he hasn't started, and they said, well, he was sick. But sometimes you look at your lineups and you go, okay, is he better off coming off the bench? I'm not saying that Ben McCollum's going to do that, but, I mean, for a guy that supposedly was sick, and I'm not going to say that he wasn't, he had a hell of a game. And I think what Iowa has to do, and I was talking to Justin during the game yesterday, that, they played better without Stirts, and I've seen that in the chat this morning as well. When that happens, sometimes you rise to a different level. You're like, hey, our best players out of the game, we got to take it to a completely different level. Iowa did that yesterday.
And I think, Travis, I also think that the other side of that is the other team has not prepared. They didn't watch a ton of tape without Bennett Stirts on the court. And it's not that the team is completely different, but it is a different pace and a different ball movement. And I think that's what a lot of times when we see this addition by subtraction thing, when one of the best players or better players is out of the lineup and a dude steps in, first of all, like we've talked about, the guy that comes in, he's eager. He's a Division I athlete who's ready to compete and wants to prove that he belongs there as well. Second of all, the defense has not prepared for them and that system as much as they did the other one. So, yeah, I don't think that they're better without those guys, but it is nice that you've got a backup plan ready when Stirts is in foul trouble or if something happens and he goes down.
Well, even when he wasn't in foul trouble, and you better get used to this in the Big Ten. And Ben McCollum, I think on his radio show last week, really talked about how physical the Big Ten is. This isn't the Missouri Valley Conference. It's not Division II, and nothing against those levels, but I think every team knows that the Iowa team runs through Bennett Stirts. They are going to clamp down on this kid on defense as much as they can. We saw Minnesota do it. We saw Illinois do it. And you just have better athletes at the Big Ten level, and they're going to be in his face all season long. He did take some ill-advised shots late, and there was a couple threes. I'm like, man.
Yeah, but man, it's one of those Caitlin Clark things. Like when he chucked that, I think they were down 6 at one point, and he chucked one from 30 feet.
Yeah, and you're like, dude.
But it's in the air, and I'm thinking, if that goes in. If that goes in,
place goes crazy.
The place goes crazy, and it's one of those electric moments. And of course, it didn't. They did not play great yesterday. Credit to Illinois for being in their shorts the entire game. Credit to them for coming in and oh my gosh, Brad Underwood, yeah, for coming in with the defense that was ready to handle that. Dude, Trav, I thought about you many times as I was watching that game because of your comment about the size. They're just going to struggle with teams, and the Big Ten is full of teams like that. Purdue. I don't know. I mean, again, they figure out ways to compete. They figure out ways to stay in games. I'm certainly not on that train of
either am I.
Should we be questioning Ben McCollum? And I'm going to stick with that, anticipating that it might be a rough week here. Anticipating that we might have another loss to Purdue, maybe one at Indiana, which isn't the end of the world. But then, got to turn it around. What is it, Rutgers after that? I have that up here in front of me.
It is right. It goes Purdue, Rutgers, Indiana, then Rutgers, yeah.
Honestly, Trav, that might become like a must-win, one of those late January must-win games.
It'd be interesting, and Justin, if you're watching when you hop on at 7:50, this is one of those stats I want you to look up because I didn't look it up. It just popped into my mind. Let's say Iowa loses at Purdue and loses at Indiana, and that would be a 4-game losing streak. Has Ben McCollum ever lost 4 games in a row as a head coach?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question.
Yeah,
I think it's safe to say probably not.
If it would have, it might be like year 1 or 2 at Northwest Missouri State, but I would question even that. So, Justin, that's your homework. You have now an hour and a half to find out whether Ben McCollum has lost 4 games in a row as a head coach, because he didn't do it at Drake.
I like Eric writes in, heck no. Ben is a huge upgrade.
He is.
Like to say this, I want to give this years of time. Years. Are they undersized right now? Yeah. Will they be in 2 years? We'll see.
Somebody on X yesterday said, same old, same old. I said, what are you talking about?
No way.
That's what I said. I said, I go, what's the same? I go, because this team has an identity, and we haven't seen an identity out of an Iowa team. You have a team that has brought fans back to Carver Hawkeye. Big crowd yesterday at Carver Hawkeye. Did its best.
Team that still plays with intensity on both ends of the court.
Yeah.
I mean, Trav, like when I agree with all that you said, and I'm not even sure we're seeing a fade. I think what we're seeing is they're in a really tough spot of their schedule. That's another thing you got to give this time. We all saw for years that was the Fran fade was a very real thing. Felt like a very real thing, where these teams would get into February and March and just look beat up. How's this team going to look in 2 months? That's when it's going to matter. That's when it will really, really matter, is how do they look in March?
I think when we started this season, the expectation was Iowa is a tournament team. And I do believe Iowa is a tournament team. If they get past the first round, that's gravy. But I think, I still believe, even having lost 2 in a row and a tough stretch coming up, that this is a tournament team. You're probably talking 8, 9, 10 seed. That's fine. We just want Iowa to be in the NCAA tournament.
Who's just us gals talking, right?
Okay, just us gals, just between you and I.
Who's Brian Harden rooting for on January 17th? Indiana, Iowa. At Indiana.
You got to believe it's Iowa, right? I mean, you're an Iowa kid.
Yeah. Or does he?
I don't know.
Does he even give a shit? I mean,
no, that's a good question. Probably doesn't give.
Probably
a shit.
doesn't. Probably doesn't. I'm thinking. See, I know Brian a little bit. I know Troy Plummer a lot better. I got to know Troy really well, and so I'm always kind of. I take their personalities sometimes. I go, how would Plummer? I know what Plummer would say. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's not my team.
I'm worried about my got volleyball that day, dude. I don't care.
Darren DeVries lost over the weekend too. Got beat at home by
really?
Nebraska. I tell you what,
dude,
Nebraska
is rolling.
He's rolling, and it's impressive. We can talk a little bit more about that.
I don't want to.
You don't want to. But it's a great story.
Hoiberg. I really don't. I root for the guy. He's an Iowa kid. Remember him from watching him play Hurl Beecham in high school. I have nothing against Fred Hoiberg. Just have no reason to root for Nebraska.
But they're a different basketball team, kind of a weird one in that there's not a star that really just they share the ball. They look like an NBA team. Go figure, right?
Taylor Martinez will turn it over when it matters most.
Hey, here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn benefits the entire state. It feeds our livestock, nourishes our families, and provides homegrown, clean-burning, unleaded 88 for our vehicles. Pump it up with unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. Good morning, everybody. Good to have you along on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Oh, did see you there. Happy New Year for myself and everyone else over here at Land Rover Des Moines. My personal New Year's resolution is to take better care of my car, and that starts with an oil change. Come on down for $25 off your service. You can give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Hi, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Are you on the verge of taking that next big step in your relationship? Our latest collection of engagement rings is here to make your moment even more memorable. From stunning classics to modern designs, each ring is meticulously crafted to symbolize your unique love story. Looking for something truly one of a kind? Explore our custom engagement ring options and let us bring your vision to life. Visit our showroom in Ankeny and let's start creating the ring of your dreams together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
When you start looking for your next home, make sure to get your loan with Gary Presnell with Northwest Bank. He's a mortgage banker financing residential homes for the past 25 years. In fact, Gary is the state of Iowa's top producing mortgage banker the past 7 years. You want a trusted local mortgage professional with years of experience to handle the largest purchase you're going to make? You can trust Gary to take care of you. You can get pre-approved in less than 30 minutes. It can happen after hours, during the week, and on weekends. Good to have you along this morning. 515-517-2303 is the number to call. This is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Iowa wasn't the only team to play over the weekend. Iowa State, Ross, was also in action on Saturday. And the Cyclones today most likely will be the number 2 team in the country. That's because Michigan got beat at home by Wisconsin. Iowa State kind of followed a similar path what it did against Baylor, and 2 really good wins this week against Baylor and Oklahoma State, but fell behind early, but got right back into it and pulled away to get the win.
Yeah, still never felt. I mean, yeah, good first half, close first half.
Yeah.
But I mean, never in that game did I feel like it was in jeopardy. I don't know. Maybe I just have a lot of faith in the skill of this Iowa State team. It just didn't ever feel like that game was that close. And yeah, dude, Iowa State, another nice week, and going to be the number 2 team in the country, as you said, after Michigan's loss.
I mean, just consistent.
Super cool.
I mean, I mean, they're so consistent in what they do, and Joshua Jefferson has been maybe the most. I mean, Lipsey's pretty consistent, but Jefferson is so good. He had 19 points, but Momstilovich showed up a game after he was held to 4 points against Baylor. Comes out with 18, hits some incredible 3-point shots. It's just it could be somebody different every single night. And that's what makes this team so dangerous, is that you're like, damn, it's just somebody different.
It's funny because most games I do say Jefferson is just fantastic. He seemed like he was off on Saturday, and that line does kind of reflect that a little bit. Was he 4 of 14 from the field, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc, and got 10 of his 19 points from the free throw line.
But still finding a way to get to the free throw line, right? And that's, if you're not hitting it from the field, you still kind of find a way to get it done. But he's such a presence, and his presence alone. I mean, with Iowa right now, you go, okay, let's clamp down on Stirts. If we're not going to let Stirts beat us, if you're an opposing team, you're like, we're clamping down on Bennett Stirts. We're going to try to take him out of the flow, limit him to 10 to 12 points, and that may work. Iowa State, okay, Lipsy, Jefferson. It's like pick your poison.
Yeah, even Buchanan can be can carry the team. That's what we've said all year long. That's the amazing part of this Iowa State team. When Lipsy went down early on and they still went out and thumped on teams, you went, oh, they aren't relying on a dude. It's not like, well, this team, as so-and-so goes, like you say with Iowa, as Bennett Stirts goes, that teams can try to lock down that guy, and they're going to affect the way that Iowa plays basketball. That's not the case with Iowa State.
So Driftless Iowan says, Momcilovic is a baller. He's fun to watch.
He says something like that. Did you see what it says?
Yeah. Because he can't spell his name. I don't know if I could spell his name. Yeah, but my only problem with Milan Momcilovic is that he's not consistent enough, right? I mean, there's some nights you're like, dude, where's the game at? Then you come out and go, oh, there's the game. It's just you wish he was as consistent as maybe a Jefferson or as a Lipsy. He's a baller. Don't get me wrong. He's just not consistent night in and night out.
Did you see the story about him that Hines did about his mental reset thing that he has? So you were a fan of Ted Lasso?
Yeah. Good show.
So remember the scene in Ted Lasso where he's throwing the darts?
It's a great scene because he takes on the former owner, and he talks about nobody. People curious.
Yeah, be curious. Exactly. Yeah. And he's got a reset thing in his brain. He says whenever he needs to reset, he thinks about barbecue sauce. Takes him back to being with his dad, right? And right before he throws that last dart, he goes, barbecue sauce. He throws the last dart. Momcilovic told Hines, and maybe this was out before that, but I saw Hines report it, that he has like the same sort of deal. He had a sports psychologist basically tell him, you've got to come up with some sort of thing. Right before he shoots the ball, he thinks of the same word every time.
Really?
Jelly bean.
Jelly bean. Jelly bean.
Right before he shoots, he thinks jelly bean. Puts him in the mindset. I feel like I got, it was a week or so ago that came out, 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. So the details are vague and scary in there, but.
Yeah, it's be curious, not judgmental. And here's the yin and yang of this show. Ross is the curious one. I'm the judgmental one.
That's true.
It's very true. I mean, let's go back to your Camino, right? I think you drove some of the guys nuts on your walk because you were just curious. You're like, you wanted to get to know everybody on the Camino. Your goal was to like, I'm going to remember everybody's name and I'm going to get to know everybody about their life. And people are like, what's this guy doing?
I'm going to go to California to see one of the other people that I met on the Camino. Stayed in touch with 3 or 4 people that we met from around the world. Yeah,
I am both curious and judgmental. Just know that if I sit down and have a conversation with you, I'm going to get rid of the small talk pretty quick. Yeah. I'm going to dive right in to find out what your life is about. Ross has witnessed this on a number of occasions, and I'll go to taboo areas to where you're like, did you just ask that? And you just answered it.
It's crazy. So cool.
Yeah. Jelly bean. What would be your word?
That's a good question. What's a word that would put me back into like a fun state of mind. One word. Fishing? Camino does it? No, but it's got to be something that it's got to clear your brain. I don't know.
It's got to clear your
Jelly
brain.
bean's a good one. This is kind of like asking somebody what their safe word is.
That hurts. That hurts. Stop. My safe word is stop. Uncomfortable. Not there. Not there. Wrong place. The thing is, we don't do something on a repetitive basis during a game. You know, during a game, I get it, right? But do we have that rush of adrenaline on a daily basis to go barbecue sauce or jelly bean?
Everybody's got their own ideas. Bill Blank's got one that puts him in a good mood.
It happens.
Something that puts you back in that happy place. Like
I'm
Rob.
always in a-
Rob says he'd catch it right before he shoots. He'd go, poontang. That's a funny word. I'm sorry. That's a funny word. I'm sorry if it offends you. That's a funny word.
It is a funny word. Very, very funny word.
Travis's word would be Felipe.
You're never going to let me live that down. My wife's never going to let me live that.
Travis, I love when I laugh so hard it like takes my breath away. And you have ways of doing that, like when an hour after the show or something like that, when my phone rings and you're like, dude. What did you say this morning? We just got on it was 5:15. We started talking to what did you say? It was one of those big, I feel this way, but I was like, yeah, here we go.
Oh, it was about social media influencers. And it was like, the TikToks and stuff like that. You're like, yeah, I get it, but let me tell you my real feeling behind this, of where it's coming from. Because I'm judgmental. I'm not curious. I'm judgmental. And I make judgments fairly quickly. But you know what? You got to make judgment calls. You have to make judgment calls, and first impressions are usually my judgment calls. And 95% of the time, I'm normally right, folks. That's
95% of the time. Then there's the times, like Ryan says, a guy's just at work trying to get bottles of wine ready, and some dude keeps shouting the wrong name at him.
Felipe! I'm not Spanish. It's Filippo.
Hey, you're a jerk. That's another great one. That was one of the favorite ones where you're just you're in the lobby doing the show. You're
was it a jerk or a rude? I was just rude.
You were rude.
Yeah, I'm rude. I am rude. I am a rude person. Show must go on, ma'am. I'm sorry. Enjoy your Hampton Inn breakfast and just sit down and shut up. It's not that hard. Really not that hard.
Speaking of social media, we know with Iowa State, I don't mean to divert from you. I'm sorry, because and I know we have so many things you have on the rundown. This one is not.
We'll get to the National Football League.
Did you see the viral video this weekend of the kids fighting on the hockey game?
Yes.
You saw that?
Was that staged?
Dude, I kind of wondered the same thing, okay?
But before you go into it, let me tell you what. Okay. At first, I'm like, this is incredible. And I took great enjoyment watching it. And I wasn't even, I wasn't offended by it. I'm like, yes, this is what
it's funny.
But then I'm like, where are the adults in the room? Where's the officials? And I'm like, this is staged for the crowd.
For the social media.
Yes.
This is staged because they knew this is something that would go viral, right? I had the exact same thought, Trav. And then this morning, I saw this article that was posted last night from LancasterOnline.com. It's a local...
Lancaster, Pennsylvania?
Local affiliate in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, because this was in a Lancaster-based youth hockey that took over the one of the mid-period breaks for the Hershey Bears. They brought on the Mites on Ice events, where youth hockey players come out and compete against each other or between the periods. Okay, I want to read from Lancaster Online here because, Trav, if this is a joke, it's time for them to say, hey, by the way, we told the kids that this would be a fun thing to do. They don't really hurt each other. I mean, they're not.
I
the
saw
one
the
goalie.
I'm like, he's got the goalie at the end.
The goalie starts
cheap
cleaning
shot.
house. He starts cleaning house.
Then he skates back. I'm like, you little chicken shit.
He's got to go tend the goal, dude. What?
But they're throwing punches into face because they're fully masks, right? You're like, okay, these kids can't feel that at all.
So this is I'm going to read from LancasterOnline.com. It says the club, based out of the Regency Sports Rink in East Hempfield Township, has been fielding youth hockey teams for over 30 years with age groups ranging from 4 to 18. On Sunday, the club issued a statement via social media stating that the incident was now under an internal review. Quote, at this time, we believe it is important to allow this process to take place before drawing conclusions, club officials wrote in their statement. Quote, we appreciate the patience and understanding of our families, partners, and community as we work through this matter. The Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association and the governing body of the regional affiliate of USA Hockey said it was aware that an incident took place during Saturday's intermission and that the game would be investigated. It says the Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association called it a staged fight. Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association officials said disciplinary action would be taking place against the players and team officials involved in the fight, and that the intermission game had not been sanctioned by their organization or USA Hockey. So now disciplinary action would be taken against the players and team officials involved in the fight.
The players are like 7 years old. We're going to discipline a 7-year-old? They're just mimicking what they see in the NHL every night. They're like, hey, we got to fight.
Trav, I'm with you. As soon as I saw that the adults weren't rushing out there to like break it up and there wasn't anybody, I thought, oh, this is staged. And so this does say that it was a staged event. Who claimed it was a staged event? It says the Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association called it a staged fight. So
why do we love hockey? Greta, when I was taking her to hockey games, I took her to a USHL game, right, where they can fight. And she loved the fights. I took her to an NCAA hockey game where fights are not allowed, and she's like, this is boring. Yeah. People love fights. Have you seen the new Olympic commercial with John Hamm? So John Hamm rushes into the Team USA locker room for USA Hockey.
Okay.
He goes, okay, guys, you guys ready to take home the top prize? And the player goes, Canadian tears. And he's like, yeah, no. Did something happen? And they go to the roundhouse is being shown. And you're like, you're promoting fighting to get people to watch the Olympics. People love fights. We love them in Major League Baseball. We love them in football. We love them in hockey. Now, if it turned into that every single game, we'd be like, okay. But maybe it's not the fight itself. It's the buildup. You can feel the tension in the arena. You can feel the tension. And you don't see a lot of fights in basketball. But you kind of feel it. And you're like, take the aggression out.
Basketball fights are the fakest, weakest, weirdest.
I would agree. And baseball's gotten to the point where it's more chest pumping than anything.
Baseball's just like basketball.
Yeah.
Every now and again, you get one good one. You get a who was the dude? Oh man. What am I thinking of? Who was the dude at second base that caught Batista in the jaw? Remember when Jose Batista slid into second base and popped up and shoved the second baseman, and the second baseman dropped him with a jab?
I think I'm trying to remember it. Yeah.
I can't remember who did that.
But even for a stage fight, that was a good stage fight.
It's funny. I thought it was funny. I mean, I watched it. I'm like, this is just good all around humor. Little kids beating each other up. What the hell's wrong with me?
There's nothing wrong with you at all. Because you were watching it. The only time I thought somebody would have got hurt is it's funny that you watched it all the way through was when the goalie came out of nowhere and flattened the kid.
Yeah,
I mean,
just wrecked the kid.
Just wrecked him.
Yeah, Sammy's right. It was Rougned Odor, second baseman for the Rangers. He had a brother too. I might have the wrong Odor, but anyway.
Thanks for bringing that up because that wasn't on the list, but it was one of those you're like, oh, yeah.
You saw that video too.
I saw the video too. Hard not to see. When stuff starts going viral, whatever that means, when a lot of people watch it, it means it shows up in your feed.
Well,
and you're like,
if you didn't like it, don't worry. You'll never have to see it again because it sounds like the hockey officials are going to punish everybody that was involved with it. Good. They should punish these 10-year-olds for going out there and entertaining people and having fun and agreeing to do something goofy.
Speaking of fights, and you were at a wrestling tournament over the weekend.
Yeah.
Marcus Freeman, the head coach at Notre Dame, was at a wrestling tournament over the weekend. Now, his kid is a Division I wrestler. He's going to Cornell, and he got beat. And then an assistant coach started yapping at him from a different team at the kid. And apparently there was an altercation or somewhat of an argument to where a police report was filed by this assistant coach said Marcus Freeman put his hands on me. We got a battery charge. And now Notre Dame has come out and said, we support Marcus Freeman to the fullest. Video will show that Marcus Freeman did nothing wrong and that charges are not expected to be filed. Now, I guess my question to you is, you go to a lot of these wrestling tournaments. Is there that much tension between parents, wrestlers?
Dude, I've been in. So listen, I would say this, Travis, and I'd apply this to every sport I've ever been around. It's weird. This is one of the weirdest things that happens with youth sports. Usually, the older the kids get, the less the parents care. The less the parents have their emotions tied into it. The worst is like that 10, 11, 12 range.
Where you're like, my kid can still be a major leaguer. You think
weird.
You think he's something.
You think those things matter. You think the outcome of a competition matters at that point, and it's wild because it doesn't. It doesn't. Even this college wrestling tournament, the outcome of that match didn't matter. Doesn't affect anything.
This was still a high school, so he's committed to Cornell. This is still high school.
Unless it's the state finals, unless it's at the state tournament, it doesn't matter. Or unless it's a qualifying event for the state tournament, which I don't, maybe they're already at that point. I don't know. Either way, normally what happens, Travis, is the younger the kids are, the more passionate and involved and closer to the action the parents are. And that's how you get stuff like that, where in wrestling, I've seen it 100 times, man, where a parent has lost their cool and gone nuclear.
I guess if I'm Marcus Freeman and his wife, if there's an assistant coach from another school yapping at the kid, and the kid was talking back, you step in and you say, first of all, you say, hey, let's get out of here. But then you tell the assistant coach, shut your trap, man.
Yes. Dude, it's like Kirk Ferentz talking shit to Kluver. Did you see that clip from Friday when Kluver told us?
Yes.
Yeah, we got our long snapper talking shit out here. That's what you go to the assistant coach. You go, are you seriously talking shit to the head, a Division I, a kid that's going to Cornell? Are you seriously talking shit to the head coach of Notre Dame's kid? Shut up. Worry about our kids. We got a kid on mat 3, needs a coach. Go over there. That I think that's the right response. But I've seen some dumb things, man. I've seen people lose their cool a lot.
And it's one of those things that Marcus Freeman has to remember, and I'm sure he does. You're the head coach of Notre Dame. You had, and your kid's going to have a target on his back. Yeah. But, if this would have been a parent against a parent, I would have seen it. But an assistant coach who's not even your coach talking smack, you're like, dude. But
you got to figure your life out when at that point, dude. Somebody's got to pull that assistant coach aside and be like, hey, we got to talk. I get being competitive, and it's when you win, it's fun to pump your fist and to go that far. I like that Notre Dame took us back. I have a feeling they're probably right. We're going to see something come out. We'll see some sort of video on this, or we'll see.
Speaking of wrestling, did you see AJ Ferrari? Dude.
I saw news that he was arrested, right? But there was a warrant out for his arrest.
Well, shame on Nebraska here, right? I mean, so AJ Ferrari, who's won the national championship as a freshman back in like 2000. And now he's like a junior because he took several years off because he's a troubled human being. Is wrestling at Nebraska now. I think he got picked up going 90 miles an hour on the interstate. This is right after a meet. I mean, they just got done wrestling Purdue. He's going 90 miles an hour on Interstate 80, which is nothing. It's breaking the speed limit. I get it, but if you go between Des Moines and Iowa City, your average speed is 90 miles an hour if you want to stay up with the flow of traffic. But he got picked up by the Nebraska State Patrol. They run a basic check on AJ Ferrari, and he's got an outstanding warrant in Texas. How does Nebraska, knowing, Ross, AJ Ferrari's history, not know that he has an outstanding warrant in the state of Texas? If it comes up simple on a police check.
Trev, is my understanding of how a warrant works must be completely out of whack. How do the Texas officials not do a Google search and find this guy? You have a warrant for your arrest, and you can basically be, I know a lot of people that we're talking to right now might not even know the name AJ Ferrari. He actually wrestled at Iowa for a period of time. His brother still does.
Yeah, his brother's good.
Really good. AJ's and has AJ won that national title at Oklahoma State. I think that was in 2021. But okay. But other than that, Trav, yeah, you're right. That's still, if you're doing the math, if you're doing your math in your head and trying to figure it out, good luck.
He's a freak of nature.
He's also just, by most accounts, not a very good guy.
It's a good way to put it.
I mean, if anybody remembers the image of the college wrestler doing the splits and flipping the double bird to the crowd, that's AJ Ferrari. That's the kid we're talking about. Super talented wrestler that is one of these, like, man, what could have been stories. This is a dude that in 20 years, hopefully, when he's 40 years old, he's doing a speaking tour of like, hey, your decisions matter. You might think that you're invincible, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. But right now he's headed towards rock bottom and has been for a long time. This is why he can't stay on a team. He has had a really hard time sticking around. He seems to burn relationships really quickly. Just doesn't seem like a good dude, man.
I mean, if you were to psychoanalyze him right now, he's the classic narcissist, right? I mean, it's all about him. But the fact that Nebraska took a chance on him and couldn't do the basic search, which makes me wonder, do you really do background searches? Do you say, yeah, we looked at him up and down and we believe his character is good, and then boom, you got an outstanding warrant? It must not have been a serious enough warrant to come hunt you down, though, because it wasn't like the state of Texas didn't know where he was.
Dude, how do some college programs know every detail about a kid's life and then stuff like this? Again, do they not know, or do they just go, hey, he's a really good wrestler? We can just, if they haven't come to get him yet, is it that big of a deal?
He can take us to the next level. How about we just turn a blind eye to this?
I wonder how they don't know about stuff like that. Ryan asks a great question. Hey, ask the Des Moines School Board.
I think there are many cases like this. And you bring up a very, very, and you're talking about the Des Moines Public School.
Yeah.
Yes. Make sure to crack open your favorite Coca-Cola, Sprite, Dasani, Powerade, or Body Armor sports drink. The ones you love are delivered right here in Iowa by the Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company, keeping your thirst refreshed every single day. Great drinks from the Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Got an hour in the books, got an hour to go. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app. allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
New year, new lease on life, or on a new Nissan Kicks. Right now, we have a $299 per month lease on our 2026 Kicks SB. Also, take advantage of 0% financing on our 2026 Rogues and Muranos and our remaining 2025 Pathfinders. And we are thrilled to have the all-new 2026 Nissan Sentra on our lot. This sporty compact sedan is ready to carry you through the new year in style. For more information, stop into our showroom or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're listening to the Rush Radio Show right now, you're already making a smart decision, and that includes where you buy your car. Willis Automotive is your go-to for quality vehicles and even better service. New ride, used ride, family hauler, or something fun. Find it at willisauto.com. The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. 515-517-2303 is the number to call. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson, who starts the hour with a laugh, a little giggle. What's going on?
I just saw this. I love the breaks because I get to
go down a rabbit hole.
Dude, just a minute here. We talked about catching a squirrel in a phone booth, right?
Yeah. Because we've brought Corey in from Batch of Bugs today. Hey, let's put a squirrel in a phone booth and see if we can make this work.
And there's always those things about, like, man, if boxing matches, you know, I love the guys that stand in the center of the ring. That old Hearns and Hagler bouts, right? Travis, in the D.C. area, a Northern Virginia boxing club, has started adaptive boxing in Fairfax City.
What's adaptive boxing?
It's regular boxing, but you're in a wheelchair.
So do I need to call Can Play Iowa and say, hey, or
I'm not sure that one that Can Play wants to get involved in yet. We'll let them sort out the details on that. I don't think we want to be. It's exactly what it is. WTOP.com in Fairfax has a story. Have you heard of adaptive boxing? It's a growing sport in the DC region. And then there's videos, and it's what you think. They literally push the wheelchairs up to each other, next to each other, ring the bell, and the two people start clubbing on each other.
Are we to the point with sports that we're going to do something so absurd? And maybe it started with the slap fights. We're like, nobody's going to pay attention to slap fighting. Dana White steps in and goes, oh, I can take this to the next level. And I've seen some stuff, from like Russia and Czechoslovakia to where they do stuff on ice. You're like, can we just play hockey on ice?
Have you seen the basketball wrestling where it's 5 dudes? It's a 5-man fight with a basketball out there. Have you seen that?
Isn't that called rugby? I mean, if you think about it, that's called rugby.
These dudes are wrestling. They're taking each other, fighting. And then there's team fighting where it's like 5 guys fighting 5 guys in a giant cage. That's called hockey. No.
I mean, I get wheelchair basketball. Wheelchair volleyball would be kind of hard. Be kind of interesting to watch.
Yeah.
But wheelchair boxing? Talk about taking it to a completely different level. More power to you if you can make it work.
Flagger's right. There is pillow fighting.
Yes. 100%.
Did you ever watch that documentary Murder Ball, Travis?
Murder Ball.
Murder
No.
Ball. It's from I'm gonna guess late 90s, early 2000s. Let me see if I can find it. Dude, it is really good. It's about 2005. Oh wow, I was off by a decade. It's about dudes that do wheelchair basketball at like an uber competitive level. It's badass.
Nice.
It's called Murder Ball because it's aggressive.
Brian says, hey, rugby is awesome and don't believe a dumb American. Hey, listen, I love rugby. I love watching 7-on-7s. The sevens rugby is my thing because it's a little faster pace and I like a lot. If I see rugby on, I'll sit and watch rugby.
Do you remember when they had the World Championships here, the 7-on-7 World Championships?
Were they here in the United States?
In Des Moines. They were in Des Moines.
Really? I didn't know. Where'd they play
I went down at County. It was awesome. The games are like 15 minutes long. It's like 7 minutes a half, 1 minute break, and then the games fly through. It was a lot of fun. I'm with you. I love rugby. I didn't think that was I didn't think you were taking a shot at rugby, were you?
No. I think when you said, hey, have you seen wrestling basketball? I'm like, well, that's kind of like rugby, right? Because if you got a ball out there and you're wrestling around for it.
I think that was a compliment to rugby, but
Tanner Lloyd, our local food critic, is listening this morning,
buddy.
And he says wheelchair sports in the Olympics. Well, they do take place. They have they have the Paralympic Games. Maybe we bring this boxing.
I don't think this
to the Paralympics.
Watch it first. See if you're uncomfortable as I am watching it.
Ross, nothing makes me uncomfortable.
You're right about that.
You know that nothing makes me uncomfortable.
I didn't like the slap fighting was one for me. I was like, this. Nobody's gonna get into this. This doesn't do it for me. It made me feel the same way. I saw it. I was like, ugh. That's not entertaining. The next week, my buddies are like, slap fighting watch party at my house. They like know all the guys. They're like, oh my God, have you seen so-and-so? Like, no.
To me, that has CTE written all over. You watch MMA and you're like, okay, this is you can tap out and get out anytime you want. Slap fighting just is like, oh. There's no just the thought, and the eardrum damage that can take place.
I don't like it. I don't like what I'm feeling. I don't like it. I don't want to.
Oh, damn! I tell you what, they weren't boxing matches, but if you watched the National Football League over the weekend, holy cow! Wildcard weekend was wild, absolutely wild. And we'll start, folks, because there will be a new Super Bowl champion. You don't have the Philadelphia Eagles alive anymore. The Kansas City Chiefs never made it to the playoffs. It is wide open for the Super Bowl, and the 49ers go into Philadelphia yesterday and beat the Eagles 23-19. Ross, did you happen to see that game at all?
Yeah. I watched. I got to see the Bears-Packers game. I went back and even rewatched that one yesterday before things got started. So yeah, I got to see a couple games. Watched that Patriots-Chargers game last night. So yeah, and the Niners, fun game.
You know, Philadelphia was driving, had a chance at the end. I question Jalen Hurts and that last throw. I mean, it's fourth down. They take a timeout, and I'm sitting here watching it with a former NFL offensive lineman, and we're just watching it together, and he throws it into triple coverage. And there was nobody. I mean, nobody was open for Hurts, but at least you had single coverage on the corners. He throws it over the middle in the triple coverage. You're like, why did you throw it there? It was just an odd play to call up, and maybe that was where you felt safest. I don't know, but it was like, dude, of all the places to throw that football, that was not the good one.
Did you earlier when Purdy throws the touchdown to McCaffrey and they slow down that instant replay and you're seeing Purdy's eyes, right?
Yep.
And I think was Romo on the broadcast? Is that who the color guy was yesterday?
No, that was Tom Brady.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
that
was
makes
Tom
sense
Brady.
because he was describing that quarterback thing of, you can only see where your eyes are looking. Why doesn't Jalen Hurts, his eyes don't get there, or he doesn't recognize it, or he doesn't, I don't know why you're not trying to get the ball out there to that single coverage and you throw into triple, just misread, get too big. I don't know. A lot of things that happen there, but for some reason, when we were talking about that, I remember Tom Brady breaking that down, and they're showing Purdy's eyes tracking back and forth. He just didn't. I'm imagining in that last play, he just didn't. His eyes didn't get around to it.
Now Justin's going to be happy because the 49ers have to go to Seattle, and I got to tell you, I feel sorry for San Francisco. You're talking about a team that has just dealt with injuries all year long. And this has an Iowa tie to it. Ross, George Kittle went out yesterday, tore his Achilles. And they drop like flies. They still find a way to win. But, man, it's going to be hard to make a deep run in these playoffs without your best players. Losing George Kittle is big for the – now, Christian McCaffrey's an absolute freaking
still
stud.
freaking incredible, isn't he?
Yeah. Does it make you feel good about that Rose Bowl when you see him still produce? You're like, okay, I get it now. I get it.
Trav, I actually watched that. I watched the Niners game at my dad's house. We went and had dinner with him last night, and Dad kind of said that same thing. I think it was when McCaffrey scored that touchdown. The
on the reverse pass.
Yeah.
Oh no! So it was one from Purdy.
No, just one of the Purdy at the end of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was when he was like brought up the Rose Bowl. It's hard as a Hawkeye fan not to see him and flash back to that. So yeah, I guess there is something about it that you see and go, okay, he can do it to the best. Something else I say out loud watching this Iowa State team. Man, Brock Purdy's really good.
Well, he was good yesterday. He wasn't great. He had a couple picks.
Wasn't great, but
you know what he is?
He's a playmaker.
But let's look at, and I'm not saying he's better than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has won a Super Bowl. You got to give Jalen Hurts his credit. But I was watching Brock Purdy. He's so good in the pocket. When he feels pressure, he moves up.
Yep.
He does it. He looks off his receivers, not all the time. But I'm like, you're right, Ross. When you have a playmaker that makes something happen, and you have another playmaker like Christian McCaffrey, you're like, damn. Now, I think losing George Kittle hurts. If you lose Christian McCaffrey, that's a different level. They can still win without George Kittle.
There aren't very many teams that are, especially in these playoffs. If you look, there's not too many teams that are reliant on one running back. I mean, even the Ravens with Derrick Henry have, that would probably be one of the. I mean, there's a few teams, but not many that are reliant on one running back. 49ers might be one of those teams.
Because he's not just a running back; he's a receiver.
He only had 50 yards on the ground or something. Yeah, he didn't have a great day on the ground yesterday. It's the other stuff that he does. But I don't know. I'm with you. I don't feel sorry for the 49ers. I know what you're saying there. They have had it's been a war of attrition for them.
Brock Purdy missed 8 games during the regular season.
Didn't McCaffrey miss time too this year?
Yeah, I believe so.
Justin will
and Bosa's still out.
Yeah,
but see, Justin didn't care. Justin's going to come in with a Seahawks hat on. He's going to be pumping his chest. We're going to the Super Bowl, boys. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Wow, why do you say it like that?
I don't know. It just came off like that.
Why did you mock Justin with
lisp?
A little lisp? Yeah, a little wispy.
I don't know. What sounds better, the prepubescent voice or the lispy voice? Guys, Seahawks.
That one's a little closer to Justin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to give you a lisp, Justin. Not insinuating anything. Promise. You mentioned you're watching the
game of the weekend was the Packers-Bears.
25 points in the fourth quarter. 25
from the
points.
Bears.
From the Bears.
Yes, Packers had 6-2. It was a fun game. Happy to see my Bear fan friends get that win. Felt like a little bit of a monkey off the back game. You're losing that game. This is the way the world turns. Packers are going to beat the Bears. Packers end the Bears season. Doesn't matter what happened. 25 points. A quarterback who the fan base
love and hate. You love and hate.
Yes.
It's a love-hate relationship with Caleb Williams.
I think it's a love relationship now.
It has to be, right?
It has to be after that. Dropping dimes. He had a fantastic fourth quarter. So I was happy to see that on Friday night. That was fun. That was Friday night, right? Bears Packers?
It was Saturday.
Night, that was Saturday. Oh man, my weekend was weird. Yeah.
What do you think of the Bears fans and the Bear players breaking out the foam cheese grater things?
You know, it's funny. I saw a picture and I didn't know what it was.
Well, because either did I.
Not the first picture I saw, I was like, "What is this person wearing a block on there? What am I missing?"
It looks like a thing from Roblox, right? I mean, if you have kids, you're like, what are we doing here? You know? And I was watching a TV show this morning and I'm like, oh, it's a cheese grater. But because it's gray and blends in, you can't see that it's a cheese grater. When the cheese heads put on a block of cheese, it's in a triangle, it's yellow, it's got big holes in it. Very easy to understand. Yeah. Otherwise, you're looking around going, well, you all look stupid.
I did not. I saw a picture and I was like, what is that on their heads? What am I missing here? And then finally I saw it from the right angle. I'm like, oh, it's a cheese grater. Okay.
Have fun with it. You beat your rival.
Might as well.
And it may have caused, it'll be interesting this morning. It's still early yet, but Matt LaFleur may lose his job in Green Bay over this.
I don't think there's too many Packer fans that I know that would be upset with that.
Which brings John Harbaugh into play. And John Harbaugh has come out and said, listen, I'm only going to interview with like 3, maybe 4 teams. He's going to be very selective on who he interviews with.
And he wants the Holmgren package, right? He wants to be
That's a dangerous road to go down.
I'm with you, dude.
Well, that won't happen in Green Bay. That will not happen in Green Bay.
But I think that there are only a few guys in the league, only a few guys in the world who have the ability to stand up and go, all right, this is what I want. If you want, and this guy just got fired. And he's going to be so sought after that he gets to set the parameters. He gets to say, all right, I'm only going to go to the place that lets me be completely in charge. And by the way, I'm at the end of my career. I want to see if I can do this. I've always bitched about how GMs control my roster. Maybe I can figure this out and do it on my own. I don't know.
I mean, Miami just hired a GM. So you're not going to be the GM there. Matt Ryan was just hired as the president in Atlanta. I believe the Falcons kept their GM around. You may not have full autonomy, but you maybe have to arrange a working relationship to where you have more say into what your roster is. Some coaches have they may have input, but they don't have final say.
Right.
So you got to determine on what that looks like. But did you hear how John Harbaugh got fired?
No, I didn't.
It wasn't even in person. It was over the phone. You have a coach of 18 years, and you get a phone call that says, hey, you're done. You can't even bring a guy into the office and fire him? Wow.
I got fired both ways. Second time I got fired over the phone.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. Yep. Second time I got fired over the phone. Read the exact same paragraph to me that the guy had read to me 4 years before.
Hold on. You were just in the office. Or no, you were at home because you were doing the show at home.
Show from home that day. Yeah.
They couldn't even say, hey, Ross, come in?
No.
Oh, my. I did not know that.
Yeah. I thought you knew that.
No.
Didn't bother me a bit. I'll be honest, dude. Didn't bother me a bit. I was like, yeah. All right. Been a good run. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. You guys got a great thing down there. Don't fuck it up.
Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, when I got fired the first time, I got fired over the phone, but just because I was 100 miles away. They had no other choice to do it that way. But wow. I didn't know
I would have.
that.
Well, listen, I think if they would have called and said, hey, Ross, we need you to come in, I would have been like, oh, I know what this is. They haven't asked me to come in for a while. But way different situation. I was a part-time employee at that point in time.
Yeah.
Way different situation than being the head coach and the face of a franchise, a successful Hall of Fame coach. Right? John Harbaugh's a Hall of Fame coach.
Absolutely, he's a Hall of Fame coach.
Mike Tomlin's a Hall of... Why do we make these guys wait?
Because they have rules. You don't understand the precedent. You don't understand, there's a way we do things here, Ross.
Yeah,
basketball doesn't make people wait. Basketball says, oh, you're a Hall of Famer, let's put you in the Hall of Fame. College football makes you wait. You're like, well, if you don't have a certain winning percentage, you're not, you might be 0.2% off, but you're not good enough.
Kind of like Phillip Rivers. He's reset his Hall of Fame clock now because he took a couple snaps.
Yeah, but he also got 5 more years of health insurance.
That health insurance thing is freaking awesome because he has like 43 kids.
I didn't know this. I had I was doing a podcast last night, had a former Jacksonville Jaguar tight end in there, and him and Dr. Rob were talking about their benefits. And so after they got out of the league, they had 5 years. But I asked Zach about he's fully vested, and I did not know this. So he goes, I'm holding on because in my lifetime there will probably be maybe 1, maybe 2 more collective bargaining agreements. And what ends up happening is everything is retroactive. So like all the benefits that come up new go back to the former players. So
what?
Yes. So let's say like football says, okay, you get health care for life. If you retired like 10 years ago, you'll get health care for life if that's in the new collective bargaining. Now, it may not be for your family, but it could be like as an individual, you'll get health care for life.
Wow.
And with CTE and and hell, I watched Dr. Rob walk around, who played 4 years with the Giants. I'm like, dude, you're walking with a limp. You're just, I can see where the physical damage actually takes place. But I didn't know everything goes retroactive. And I'm like, damn, that's a pretty good gig if you can get it. We're speaking of Harbaugh. The Chargers and Jim Harbaugh were beaten last night by New England, and it was 16-13 the final score. And I know it's early, and looking back now, I don't know if it would have affected the game or not. But Ross,
16-3.
16-3. I say 13.
Yeah.
Because where I'm going is where
when you said that, my brain was like, it got that close?
No, sorry. That's my bad. That's my mistake. I at least I had a 3 in there. Okay.
Yeah. You did it right. You're right. I get you.
But, they have it, 4th and 2 in the first quarter, and they decide to go for it and fall short. I'm thinking at that point, this is where my conservative nature comes in. Take the points, man. Just kick the field goal at that point. I know you want to ram it in. You want to say, hey, this is what it is. But I'm like, take the points. You're on the road. Take the points when you can get them.
Man, he's a little bit. This is where that Harbaugh's a little bit of a gambler when it comes to this stuff. I think, Travis, when you look back on the totality of the game, that was actually the right call in that moment, because you thought points were going to be hard to come by, and you've got a chance to get 7. You take that opportunity. You're right. It would have been it would have doubled their total if they would have just taken the field goal there, and it would have changed probably the dynamic of that game, because the Patriots were able. Man, that game was 6-3. Was it going into the fourth quarter 6-3? No. At halftime, it was 6-3. Patriots got another field goal there in the third quarter, so it was 9-3 going into the fourth quarter.
I mean, of all the games, it was the most boring of the wildcard games over the weekend.
Yeah,
most boring, but the closeness of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, you're in the fourth quarter, and that game's still in doubt. I mean, all the Chargers are driving; they just couldn't get offense going. And at one point, even late in the game, they even said this Chargers defense has to feel like they have to win this football game. The Chargers defense has to feel like they've got to start to make a play. I remember there was a hit late in the fourth quarter, and one of the announcers said they're trying to change the tone. They're trying in their fourth quarter here to say we have to make a play if we're going to win this football game, and they just couldn't make the play.
So we still got to get to the Bills game. There's another game tonight, and we'll go back to the Iowa game, which they won got beat yesterday by Illinois. It's good to have you along this morning. Thanks for hanging out with us. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. But before we go to break, I want to remind you about the Iowa Lottery, and you can now join the frenzy as you can win Iowa Wolves courtside seats for a VIP experience with the Minnesota Timberwolves, including watching warm-ups courtside, plus $1,000 cash and a night in Minneapolis. This promotion from the Iowa Lottery is open for entries right now, folks, and here's what you need to know. Non-winning Cash Frenzy scratch tickets can be entered into your Iowa Lottery VIP club account for a chance to win. 2 entry periods. The one going on right now ends January 26th. Courtside seats to an Iowa Wolves game or a VIP Lotto Zone courtside experience at the Iowa Wolves game is also available. All entries not selected as winners will go into the grand prize drawing for the Timberwolves VIP package. So check it out at iowalottery.com/VIP for all the details. If you're not a VIP, you can sign up right there on the website. It is free. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Oh, did see you there. Happy New Year for myself and everyone else over here at Land Rover Des Moines. My personal New Year's resolution is to take better care of my car, and that starts with an oil change. Come on down for $25 off your service. You can give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hi, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Are you on the verge of taking that next big step in your relationship? Our latest collection of engagement rings is here to make your moment even more memorable. From stunning classics to modern designs, each ring is meticulously crafted to symbolize your unique love story. Looking for something truly one of a kind? Explore our custom engagement ring options and let us bring your vision to life. Visit our showroom in Ankeny and let's start creating the ring of your dreams together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Happy New Year from myself and everyone else over here at Willis Volvo. My New Year's resolution this year is to take better care of my car, and that starts with an oil change. You can come on down for $25 off your service. Visit us online at willisvolvocars.com or give us a call to get scheduled.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Are you looking for the best selection of spirits in Iowa? Central City Liquors in Des Moines has you covered with over 150 single malts, 50-plus bourbons, and hundreds of vodka varieties. Whether it's beer, wine, specialty spirits, or that hard-to-find bottle you've been hunting for, they've got it. Great prices, friendly service, and deals you won't find anywhere else. That's Central City Liquors. Stop by and raise a glass tonight. What's going on there, Roscoe? My wife never comes into the studio.
And she's in now?
Yeah. What do you need, sweetheart?
Uh-oh.
I don't know what you're saying. Uh-oh. Come here. She needs me to clasp her
bracelet.
Her bracelet.
Okay, yeah, that's always tricky.
It is. Now watch me do this on the air.
Get the one hand in, and you're like, you can't. You're like,
now that sounded weird. That sounded really freaky when you said I can't get the one hand in.
Jesus, you're twisted.
I am twisted.
Like that's not in any way what I was demonstrating. You can't clasp the bracelet. I don't even know. I don't even know. That's one of the reasons I don't wear bracelets. I don't even know the right way to do it. Do you lay your hand down? Do you like press your? Yeah, I did it. You got it.
Accomplished. That's harder than undoing a bra. I mean,
bra's one hand. You can reach.
Now the front bra, that's hard.
I don't. And they should tell you beforehand.
Yeah.
You get in there and they're like, oh yeah, it's a front.
I don't know if my wife has any front bras. Usually, I just say, hey, could you get into bed without a bra so I don't have to do this? I think she just slammed the door. She heard that and slammed the door. I'm not going to get laid for at least a month.
Did she lock it? That's the important.
Well, I have an escape route because this is a CIA operative safe house. I have an escape route, but she may have locked the door on me. But the bracelets are hard. They really are. Why do we make bracelets so hard?
Better question. I have a better question.
Okay.
Because Anjanette does not listen to the show, right?
No, never had. I mean, I was on television for 20 years. I don't think she watched me on TV, but maybe twice.
Yeah. Why do we wear bracelets?
Dude, I should have had her put her jewelry in front of the camera. Nobody accessorizes like my wife. I mean, we're talking rings on all four fingers on both hands. I think it's and the wedding ring is by far the smallest ring because I had no money when we got married. I mean, she wears jewelry. She's got necklaces, bracelets, rings. She looks like a gypsy. She really does. You were like, gypsy. Yeah, are you a gypsy? Just saying.
If she weren't such a good Catholic, I could see her with tarot cards.
Oh, that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
You are 100% right. Abigail right now is like, Dad, would you just shut up? But think about
it.
I'm not helping. I am not helping. I get that. But
as Travis holds up his arm with bracelets, Tyler says,
well, but these are those like rubber ones.
Yeah, but you do wear enough that it's starting to look like Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean.
But I don't know why I don't take them off, because some of these these have been on my wrist for like years. I mean, I shower with them. I don't even take them off. And it's just our Scare Away Cancer events, and I keep them on.
I like it.
But yeah, if I do wear a metal bracelet, it's not a clasp on one. It is has the little elastic. You can just throw it on over your wrist. Hell, I find a watch hard enough to put on sometimes.
Me too.
Are you a watch wearer?
I am. Yeah, I don't have it on right now, but normally I have a watch I wear every day.
Okay. Oh, sorry for the interruption, folks.
Girl.
But when the wife asks you to put on a bracelet, you got to do it. You just got to do it. The Bills got a win yesterday, Ross. I did not know this. I should have, but I did not know this. It was Josh Allen who was incredible yesterday. 28 of 35, 273 yards, had a touchdown. It was his first postseason road win. First playoff road win.
I didn't know
Josh
that
Allen.
either. Wow. Didn't know that. I hadn't heard that. That was another fun one. Dude. Got it. This is so mean. It's not even funny. It's so mean. I got a message last night from one of my buddies, and it was a graphic of the Jaguars getting eliminated, and it said at the bottom, eliminated, and it was a picture of Trevor Lawrence, but they had morphed in the face of Rocky Blyer from Mask.
Rocky Dennis. Rocky Blyer is the former Steelers running
Blyer's
back.
the running back, yeah. Sorry.
War hero.
Yeah.
Like,
Sorry.
like a Purple Heart winner.
Wrong Rocky. Yeah, Rocky Dennis from Mask. I was like, oh, that's mean. But anyway, good game.
All the games were decent. The Chargers game was the worst, but it was still close. It was competitive. But you had the 49ers win 23-19. You had New England win 16-3. The Bills won 27-24. Bears won 31-25. Tonight you've got the Steelers and the Texans. DK Metcalf back which is going to change the Steelers offense. I mean, he's just that good of a weapon. I don't know if the Steelers win though.
Houston's a 3-point favorite in it.
Yeah. So we have some Monday Night Football on the wild card weekend. In a way, well, being a Steeler fan, I'm rooting for the Steelers. But I kind of like the Aaron Rodgers story. I know people are sick of him. I know he's weird. I do. I
thought you were going to go the other way with that. I thought you were going to say, even though I'm a Steelers fan, I'm kind of rooting for the Texans tonight.
I'm rooting for the Steelers, and I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers. I want to see these old guys. We saw Peyton Manning go out on top. We saw Tom Brady end with the Buccaneers pretty darn good. I didn't want Aaron Rodgers' career to end with the Jets the way those 2 years went.
Yeah.
Because we know he's weird. We know he has family issues. But he's still one hell of a quarterback, and I didn't want to remember him for the Jets. Even Brett Favre went out on top in a way with the Vikings, right? I mean,
at least got him. Yeah, didn't have a horrible season. I mean, you can complain about his last play, but
yeah,
got him to the playoffs. Got him into that. Weren't they in the NFC Championship when that happened?
I believe so. Yeah, missed a field goal. Was it to go to the Super Bowl?
I thought that he threw an interception,
or it might have been a pick.
Anyway, but and this would be if this is how it goes out for Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't a disappointing season. He didn't have some tragic end to his, you know what I mean, where we saw him be a washout.
As much as I want,
I understand that, and I think that right now I'm not rooting for Aaron Rodgers to win another Super Bowl.
I'm rooting for the Steelers to win a Super Bowl. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. I don't think. I mean, I just don't think they can. But what I do hope is that Aaron Rodgers does hang it up after this year.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's getting to be on repeat of, well, we got to sit and wait. I mean, look at this year. We waited till almost training camp started before we knew that Aaron Rodgers was going to play. It's just like, just make a decision, dude, and stick with it. And that shows you how competitive these guys are. It's just hard to hang it up. You're like, well, I got to the playoffs. How far can I take this? Well, you're going to be a year older next year. I just hope it's the end.
I wonder how much of it is Aaron Rodgers' ego as well. Like he kind of likes being in the spotlight. He likes being.
But when you say that with LeBron, don't you think it's LeBron's ego? I mean,
yes, no doubt about it. Yes, yeah. But this thing of like waiting, dragging it out, kind of doing the Brett Favre thing of like, well, I think I'm going to retire, but maybe not, and who really wants to take me to the dance type of attitude. It gets. I think everybody's tired of that. I hope this is it. I'm ready to close the chapter, close the book on the Aaron Rodgers NFL career. And again, start the Hall of Fame countdown, and let him do his speech, where it'll probably sound a lot like Michael Jordan's speech. He'll probably burn a lot of bridges and grind a lot of axes.
Either that, or he goes, well, Phillip Rivers came out right before his healthcare, and somebody's going to need a quarterback in about 3 or 4 years. I might be that guy.
Would it surprise you?
No. If Tom Brady played again, it wouldn't surprise me.
Me neither.
It really wouldn't.
That's actually a good.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Now, something will make me raise my eyebrows, but I wouldn't say that it was a surprise.
I also yesterday watching one of the games. I don't remember which one. Lindsey Vonn was at one of the games, and they were talking about, they're like, oh, Lindsey Vonn making her dramatic comeback in the world of downhill alpine skiing.
Not a sport that I follow. Not a sport that I follow.
But remember the name Lindsey Vonn, right?
Yeah, she dated Tiger Woods for a little bit.
Did she really? I didn't know that.
I believe she did.
Oh, wow. 41 years old. Not only still competing, but still, dude from Iowa says old Tiger fling. But weren't they all? 41 years old, and she has won a couple of major downhill competitions here in these last couple of weeks, so she has a real chance of being an Olympic favorite. But her World Cup race was canceled because of snowfall. Yeah, that's right.
Too much snow?
Too much snow. Super G had to be canceled. Too much snow for them to snow race.
Well, I'm sure conditions do become dangerous, hazardous.
Right.
I wouldn't know because I've never been on skis in my life.
Me neither.
Never had a pair of skis. I don't have a desire to be on skis, ever.
Here's one that's right up your alley, and I got a couple of them before Justin gets on and we talk about Drake's loss over the weekend. This is from the Daily Star. Olympic sport rocked by penis gate. Athletes inject members to gain advantage. Huh? What's this you say? An Olympic sport has been rocked by, quote, penis gate, with athletes injecting their members to gain an advantage. What sport are we talking about, Travis? It's Olympic ski jumping.
When you say they inject their members, you're talking their member.
I'm talking about their member. Okay? So here's the deal.
I'm going to stop you right there. Just real quick. Right. Let me tell a story. About 6 or 7 years ago when we were at the old place.
This is going to be great. I don't know where you're going, but I can't wait for what this triggered.
They came to me and said, hey, would you be interested in promoting a male health clinic? Now, I was doing mentality at the time, and I'm like, well, what does it entail? Well, it's a new procedure where they do an injection into your ball sack. And I'm like, no. I said, I'm not taking a syringe to my ball sack. It doesn't interest me at all. You put needles around there, and I start to panic a little bit. And yeah. That's why, I mean, I'm not going to get a vasectomy because I don't want a scalpel taken to my scrotum. Just don't want that to happen. Scalpel, scrotum don't go together to me. Sorry, finish your story.
Good call. Good call, by the way, on the no needle to the ball sack.
Yeah.
Got to put your foot down.
Yeah. I have standards, folks. I know you don't think I do, but I have standards.
With just weeks until the Winter Olympics in Italy, ski jumping has been rocked by Penis Gate, with athletes allegedly thinking bigger means better by injecting their nether regions.
Not Netherlands.
Yeah, here we go. The report claims that 3D scanner measurements of the crotch area of their jumpsuits are taken from the lowest point of the athlete's member. So now let's go back. When you are a ski jumper, you have to wear this certain suit, okay? You also have to wear the suit kind of acts like a little bit of one of those bat wing suits. The more material you can have on the suit, the more friction you have flying through the air, the longer you're going to stay in the air. Okay.
Do you think anybody has done the ski jump with like the wings?
Oh, I'm sure somebody's tried it.
You don't want to do that. You probably go too far. You're like, oh, I'm going to overshoot the landing. I'm going to overshoot the landing.
Well, Travis, even millimeters matter when it comes to that much friction. This is the idea. So when they get measured for their suit, they have to decide how much crotchal region is in the material. The claim here is that in order to win, in order to get a tiny advantage, athletes are injecting their members to have a larger surface area on the bat suit as they fly down the hill. So, as a result, when taking off, the surface area of the athlete is much larger, which increases the possibility of a better jump. And this information has repeatedly led to some athletes injecting hyaluronic acid into a silicone condom-like device worn in the trousers. So these guys aren't actually injecting their members. What they're doing is basically using a fake rubber donger to say, hey, look at how much I need a lot more material in my crotchal region because my massive hog. So now this one athlete came out.
So they're creating a mold, essentially?
Or Norwegian coach came into a locker room before the qualifiers and all said, boys, be prepared for questions about penis injections. And I have to admit that it was a little bit of nonsense, but no, I've never heard of it until today. When I took my measurements, it was with a doctor who examined me to make sure I didn't have a fake penis.
Can I see your member, please?
Also, in Olympic news, did you see the video of the U.S. Olympic bobsled team, the 4-man Olympic bobsled team? Dude, it looks like a scene from the movie Cool Runnings. The 4-man Olympic bobsled team for the U.S. didn't get in the sled. One of the guys, like they're running alongside to get started, like we've all seen. One of the guys trips and falls.
Starts a chain reaction.
Two others can't get in the sled. It's one dude all by himself going down the... The others are literally sliding behind him.
Damn.
Not a good look.
Before we bring Justin on, a couple other notes that we didn't get to yet, but the Iowa women went to Indiana yesterday. They were down big early, but came back to beat the Hoosiers. 56-53, I believe it was. They went on a 17-0 run in the third quarter. And the Iowa State women, dealing with injuries, lost at home, 83-70, third straight loss for the Cyclones. Be interesting to see how far they fall. But to lose in 3 straight, Bill Fenley's got to be pulling his hair out. I guarantee if we had him on next week or this week sometime, he wouldn't be able to talk. I mean, his voice is crackled anyway. I guarantee he's up thinking about this one. Let's bring him on. The man, the myth, the not-so-legendary Justin Miller.
How's it going, guys?
Tough weekend for your Bulldogs, but your Seahawks,
Yeah, still repping both. I got Drake here, Seahawks here. Always repping.
The Drake loss was tough.
It's just now to the point of like during November and December, I was sitting there like, give this team time. New roster, new coach. Let them figure out, make adjustments. It's to the point where you just have to accept the team for who they are, Not saying they can't make a run. I mean, we love March for a reason of the Cinderella runs and the craziness that happens, but it would be tough to say you have confidence at a team making a 12-game run right now after what we've seen. I still think it's way too early, though, to hop on the train to criticize and question Coach Henderson, though. And I know you guys talked about that, too. But, yeah, it's tough. Tough. Dark times at Drake.
Well, not dark. It's just Drake fans got spoiled for a good number of years, and all of a sudden the level of expectation. And it's okay to have expectations. I'm not criticizing fans who want more. You've had more, and you're like, oh, we don't want this to drop off.
Yeah.
It's just you got to be realistic when it comes to what happens in the world of mid-major basketball. And don't be surprised if, Hendo loses his best players to the transfer portal when the season's over. I mean, that's what's going to happen at this level. I mean, the fact that they were in it against Belmont, I think that
says
impressed
something.
me.
I'm with you, Trav. Yeah, it was
the
real
fact
close
they were
game.
up 25, like they were cruising in that first half.
Damn,
and
I didn't know they were up 25.
It's the biggest comeback victory in Belmont history. Drake was up 25 early in the second half and Gave it away.
Wow.
Good crowd there or not?
I was going to ask, how is the Knapp Center?
That's been one thing I've actually been really pleased about because, I mean, being a Bulldog fan my whole life, I've seen it where Drake loses a couple in a row and then it's dead. Like the Knapp Center loses its juice. Now, since Harden has taken over, haven't seen that. He's done a really good job of that. So, yeah, I've been really pleased with the crowd turnout.
Did you do the homework I asked you to do?
I did.
What was the homework you asked him to do? Oh, if Ben McCollum had lost 4 straight. I almost texted Justin just so that he didn't miss it. I wanted to make sure that you were at least like, hey,
So,
Travis, but I forgot.
Those of you that weren't listening at 6 o'clock in that first half hour, we were talking about Iowa basketball, which lost to Illinois yesterday. That means Iowa's lost 2 in a row. A possibility coming up with two road games in a row, Purdue and Indiana to lose 4 in a row. Not saying it's going to happen, but I would say the probability is there. And I didn't know if Ben McCollum in his coaching career has ever lost 4 straight games.
And it might be the easiest homework I've ever done. Twice. His first 2 years.
Really?
Wow. At Northwest Missouri State, right?
Yep. Travis said it might have been maybe in those first couple of years of coaching it might have happened, but yeah, easiest because, dude, he doesn't lose 4 games.
I mean, like at most he was losing 7. And
in a season.
Yeah, in a season. He wasn't going on these long losing streaks. That dude's good. Did you see the clip of him in the game where they did the like coach's mic? Where they had him mic'd up and he's in the huddle. And I was going on this or Illinois, I should say, is going on a run. So he's a little frustrated. And I loved it because he's sitting there and he's just looking at the guys and he's like, I need you guys to just concentrate. Don't overthink. Give me 2 possessions of you just concentrating. And then they go on their run. And it just shows what happens when you have a coach and players that understand each other, have familiarity with each other. It was cool.
I can't remember. I saw a clip. I wish I could remember which player he was talking about, but one of the reporters in the post-game press conference asked him about confidence. When the team is struggling, but it was about a specific player, and I'm sorry, I can't remember which one it was. They asked him about this specific player was struggling. We saw you pull him aside and kind of get in his ear a little bit. The player told us that what you said to him, do you worry about destroying a guy's confidence at that moment? And Ben McCollum said, if he's got a confidence problem, he shouldn't be playing in the Big Ten. And I was
there's truth to that.
That's a great response to that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You can't worry about getting in a guy's face. You can't worry about, hurting a guy's feelings, right? I mean, you're there to coach. You're there to motivate. You're there to point out what the hell you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, is that where we're getting now? Are you worried about him?
Travis, I think that's a fair question. It's the type of question I would have asked. Like, man, aren't you worried about getting in a guy's head and ruining his confidence in himself? And it takes a guy like that to go, you don't know these dudes.
Well, and also what it also doesn't show the reinforcement that probably takes place during practice and other points during the game, right? I mean,
great point.
There are ebbs and flows to the way you coach. And I would like to believe that every coach knows what their players can handle. You guys know I'm big into the personality assessments.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know a player who can handle it and who cannot handle it. And you have to you got to know your players.
Brian literally wrote in, you got to know your players. That's the key right there. What can they you nailed it, Travis. Those guaranteed 100% accurate personality assessments. I'm joking. They do pay off in these situations.
I do remember last year asking McCollum about his relationship with Mitch Muscari, and that dude could go out there and go 6 for 6, but then one missed shot, McCollum's bringing him over and getting in his face. And I asked him about it one time because there was a game where he went like 7 for 7, missed a shot, and it looked like McCollum was going to rip his head off. And I asked him, and McCollum was like, he's used to it. And then I asked Mitch, and he's like, yeah, I'm used to it. I wouldn't be still with this guy if I didn't appreciate him and respect him.
And once you know it's not it's not personal, you're like, oh, this guy's just trying to make me better.
I think Travis and I kind of grew up in a very similar home. My dad was intense. And I remember the first time I worked at a radio station and screwed up. I forgot to hit a legal ID during an iCubs game.
And knowing you probably freaked out over a legal ID.
Well, the GM came in, or the program director came in and unloaded on me. What are you doing? I'm paying you. You got one job. You have one thing to do. You didn't do the thing you need to do. And he came back about 5 minutes later and he was like, hey, I'm really sorry I yelled at you like that. And I was like, oh, no. You go right. That wasn't yelling. You think you yelled at me?
You want to come to my house?
Yeah, I've been yelled at.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do a lot better if you want to hurt my feelings.
Things I don't miss. Legal IDs at the top of the hour.
Oh, buddy. Got a 10-minute window.
Hey, just put it over the song. Did Brooks and Dunn just say KJAN?
Ever do the wrong call letters?
No, because I never worked for multiple stations at one point.
Okay, yeah. Remember hearing that one time. And then when I worked for KJJY, I remember one of my buddies one time doing KJJJY. Things you remember.
We know what he meant.
Yeah.
Germans borrowed in Pearl Harbor?
He's on a roll.
Oh, man. Did we screw anything up today? Because I think I screwed the Christian McCaffrey thing up. He didn't miss any games this year, right?
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Okay, then we did screw
that
up. I screwed that up. Well, we both did, because I thought he had missed some too this year, Trav.
Unless I screwed that one up. Maybe I screwed it up. Who knows?
No. I think you're right.
But Ross also screwed up. He mentioned with Flatliners, the movie isn't Hot Rod. It's Pop Star, that Bill Hader's character.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Which both funny movies with Andy Samberg.
Very good. Okay. And then I need to send you guys, have you seen the conspiracy theory about why the 49ers have so many injuries?
We'll save it for tomorrow. Send it to us. We'll talk about it.
I got a good one.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate it that you start your week and spend your week with us. We are humbled, and we do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. with the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, I'm John Linares with Willis Lexus, and it's January and the deals got better. And our lease rates went down. We have a promotional 42-month term, which makes for a great value. On all gas models, we also have 2.99 for 48 months, 3.99 for 60, and 4.99 for 72 months. We've replenished our inventory of RZ this month, and we have 4 in stock. They have 0% up to 72 months, along with $2,000 of bonus cash. Stop in and see us or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to The Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.